Hello and a very warm welcome to Z Business's special initiative, IndiaMART Emerging Business Forum Season 4. As part of this series, we are traveling across the country, trying to understand the concerns and challenges faced by the SME sector and exploring the road ahead. Today, we are here in Chennai, and the theme for today's session is balancing wealth and risk.
दक्षिण भारत का सबसे बड़ा इंडस्ट्रियल और कमर्शियल सेंटर है चेन्नई। कॉन्फेडरेशन ऑफ इंडियन इंडस्ट्री के मुताबिक साल 2025 तक इस शहर की अर्थव्यवस्था $100 बिलियन की हो जाएगी। चेन्नई का इंडस्ट्रियल बेस काफी फैला हुआ है, जिसमें ऑटोमोबाइल, कंप्यूटर, आईटी, हार्डवेयर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग और हेल्थ केयर खास हैं। बड़ी बड़ी ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री के प्लांट्स यहाँ होने के कारण चेन्नई शहर को डेट्रॉइट ऑफ इंडिया के नाम से भी जाना जाता है। यहाँ बने ऑटोमोबाइल प्लांट्स और हार्डवेयर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट्स एसएमई सेक्टर को ग्रो करने का मौका देते हैं। देश भर का 50% लेदर एक्सपोर्ट भी चेन्नई ही करता है। ऐसे में कई स्मॉल एंड मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस इससे रोजगार कमाते हैं। हालांकि इतनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज के बीच रिस्क भी काफी बढ़ जाता है। ऐसी स्थिति में कैसे एसएमई सेक्टर अपनी वेल्थ को बैलेंस करें और रिस्क कम से कम हो, इस पर चर्चा करने के लिए ईबीएफ की टीम ने रुख किया चेन्नई शहर का। यहाँ जी बिजनेस इंडिया मार्ट के साथ मिलकर आपकी बात को रखेगा सामने और सेक्टर से जुड़ी जानी मानी हस्तियां देंगी आपके सवालों के जवाब।
And now for the opening address, I would like to invite Shri Madhu Agarwal. He is the head of new business initiatives at IndiaMART.com.
Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you to this 4th edition of Emerging Business Forum. Having been associated with SMEs for almost 18 years now, IndiaMART has won trust of over 1.5 million small and medium businesses who are using it to solve some of their business needs. One of the basic requirements to take a business forward is the capital. Okay. SMEs always find it very difficult to raise funds for their businesses. It's extremely difficult for them to keep their books in shape so that banks or other credit organizations can lend them money. So while it is important to keep their business healthy, at the same time, they need to also take notice of the risks that they run while they are doing these businesses. So these risks often go ignored and they are not able to manage these risks properly. So today's discussion will focus on both these aspects, on how to manage risks and how to prepare your company or manage your businesses so that you can raise funds and capital when needed. Thank you very much.
And let's introduce and invite our panelists. First of all, I would like to invite Mr. Naval Gupta. He is General Manager SME at Indian Overseas Bank. Mr. Sivagnanam, he is the Additional Industrial Advisor, MSME Development Institute. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Ajay Thakur, Head of Bombay Stock Exchange of the SME Division. Mr. Thakur, thank you. For insurance perspective and all angles on the requirements of insurance and covers, Mr. M. Rajandran, Vice President South of Optima Insurance. Mr. K. Gopalakrishnan, President of TANSTIA, to give the ground reality as to what happens and what the challenges are. A big round of applause once again for all our panelists. Let's take the opening comments from our panelists. First of all, Mr. Gupta, Mr. Naval Gupta, we'll begin with you. A big round of applause once again for all our panelists. Let's take the opening comments from our panelists. First of all, Mr. Gupta, Mr. Naval Gupta, we'll begin with you. Sir, today's theme and today's topic is basically balancing wealth and risk. How should actually SMEs utilize funds? What has been your experience like?
We are having around 94.41% as total MSMEs as proprietors, and 1.16 is around partnership company. I have seen proprietors, SME entrepreneur, they themselves are doing most of the activities. Either it may be production, maybe arranging raw material, maybe marketing, maybe arranging finance. So that is why sometimes he diverts because of some family compelling circumstances. He finds it difficult to maintain the business discipline, financial discipline with the outside funding, maybe from banks, NBFC and other sources.
Right. Mr. Sivagnanam, your opening address, how do you view these different segments, in fact, micro, small and medium, separately? What type of deviations really happen?
Whenever you walk into any bank branch, the first question asked by the banker is the last 3 years balance sheet. For startup enterprises, it is not at all possible to get any loan from the bank. This is the issue. Then for the small enterprises, the issue is managing the fund. Finding the difference between his own fund and the industry fund.
The issue that there are deviations in all these segments and issues are separate in all of them.
It's actually financial literacy also very important. Among the micro enterprises, the managing the fund, their inadequate knowledge about how to manage the fund. This is prevalent among Indian micro entrepreneurs particularly, very particularly.
Mr. Madhav, how would you analyze this situation, and should they totally avoid deviation of funds? They work in a very difficult environment. So they have their own pressures and all. So how should this be planned?
People are aware of what they are doing with the funds. It's the business need, it's the compulsion of the business which leads them to take certain decisions. They are very tight in terms of their resources. They don't have the luxury of parking funds in an account or earmarking it for a particular purpose or reserving funds for the salary. So those kind of decisions are very difficult for a micro business to make. They live by day to day. Every time they receive some money, they've already had plans of how that money will be spent. Nothing goes in a surplus or a reserve. So that's one area where I think the businesses should focus to try and create some reserves from the main course of the business so that these funds can be used as a cushion or a shock absorber in case of difficult time, because every business faces some ups and downs.
Mr. Thakur, we agree they work in very tough conditions. There are a lot of pressures, but in order to grow and actually take it to the next level, you have to think differently. You have to actually think out of the box and change how should this mindset be addressed.
Most of these entrepreneurs are technocrats. The financial literacy is very less, and most of the time they depend upon their chartered accountants. Now chartered accountants and other consultants are concerned, they only know one type of funding to these entrepreneurs, and accordingly they guide them. But really in India we require good consultants who consult these entrepreneurs in the right way, that how to use these finances, how to use the funds, how to manage the cash flow, and use the funds only for the company purpose or the growth of the company purpose and not for anything else. One more thing that I had found, that many of the times the entrepreneurs get carried away. They find that, okay, some other business is growing very well. So that herd mentality, because of that herd mentality, they divert the funds to other businesses also, which they think that they are lucrative business. And there they lose money, and then both the businesses collapses. So they have to just understand that they have to concentrate to their core business.
Mr. Rajandran, how do you analyze the situation? And overall, as far as the new generation is concerned, are they thinking differently?
Funds diversion takes place where a single management is having multiple entity. So funds from one business is diverted to another business. So this is how it is taking place. So as long as the funds meant for the core business is spent on that, with a proper planning and say strict cash flow and budget method, it can be improved.
Gopalakrishnan ji, you have listened to all the other panelists. I would like to react to what we have heard. And overall, do they need to change the way they work?
Agencies in government saying that small industry is the backbone of the economy. When it comes to funding, they don't get any finance at all. They depend upon either a private loan or their own personal funds. They use it for business. In spite of the fact that Reserve Bank is saying that they should be given 40% of this one for the, and out of that around 10% for the micro. It doesn't happen at all. Even today, if you look at it, most of the small industries are suffering because whatever wealth or whatever business they have got, it is being utilized by the major industries as their working capital. Because they are waiting for 90 days, 120 days, 150 days to get a payment from the major industries, whereas the small industries, they have to get materials, pay money and get it. They don't get any credit from the market.
As far as lending is concerned, as majority of SMEs are cut off from the formal banking channel, and those who get finance, are you able to keep a track as to where they are using it, how efficiently they are using it?
Whatever we are funding, proper end use has to be verified. The way we are saying, the main issue is sometimes they go in for expansion and they are not getting the timely credit. So they divert their working capital into purchase of some machinery instead of getting the timely credit from the bank. So then they feel liquidity crunch. That is the main issue. Otherwise, banks are ready to give all types of funding.
There are many schemes which are available for SMEs, but most of them are not aware about it. Those who are aware are not able to avail it. What is your advice for them? How should they approach you?
We have already opened 18 SME processing centers across the country. Now we are opening further this also. Then we are having SME specialized branches. There we have posted the officers who can understand the needs of the SME. They can directly approach these SME processing center. They are doing appraisal part. All types of requirements are met by them. And for releasing, it is given to the nearby branch so that SME should not find a difficulty in monitoring the account.
Time for us to take a break right now. We'll be back soon. In the last 2 years, listed companies are 55. But the general perception, once you move, is that these are for bigger companies. How would you like to actually clarify this?
No, the major problem in India is that the awareness about equity market is very less. Only 6% of the total population is investing in the capital market.
ये कहानी है रोहन की। उसे बनानी थी एक शर्ट, पर ना थे उसके पास बटन्स, ना थ्रेड, ना फैब्रिक, ना कॉलर्स। अरे मगर ये देखो, 14 लाख सप्लायर्स और 1 लाख प्रोडक्ट्स। ये आ गया थ्रेड सूरत से, बटन्स घूमते हुए मुरादाबाद से, फैब्रिक फ्रॉम लुधियाना और कॉलर्स पहुंच गए चेन्नई से। अब रोहन हजारों शर्ट्स बना सकता है पूरी दुनिया के लिए। बिजनेस कम्स टुगेदर एट IndiaMART।
When your business has to move faster, we're the engine that helps it accelerate. Giving shape to ideas. Konica Minolta.
जब सरोकार से दूर हो सरकार, जब हाशिए पर हो आम आदमी के अधिकार, जब जरूरतों पर हावी हो जाए बाजार, जब देश के सामने खड़े हों कई अहम सवाल, तो जरूरी है बड़ी बहस।
Big story, big debate with Amish Devgan at 8 p.m.
Cryogel, Axis Bank, BML Munjal University, India's #1 Nirali stainless steel kitchen sinks, LIC Housing Finance, घर बसाए रिश्ते सजाए, फेविकॉल और देगी मिर्च का तड़का अंग अंग फड़का MDH की देगी मिर्च।
Knuckle Duster.
Plaster.
What an electrician.
Darling, शॉक भी देता हूँ।
Dollar. Big Boss.
फिट है बॉस।
क्या हुआ भाई? शॉक लगा। MCB लगाया फिर भी। शॉक के लिए MCB? अरे पेट दर्द के लिए पेट दर्द की गोली खाओ यार, सर दर्द की नहीं। जी? MCB बचाता है सिर्फ ओवरलोड और शॉर्ट सर्किट से, शॉक से नहीं। और शॉक? शॉक से बचाता है RCCB, CNS के MCB और RCCB, जो दे ओवरलोड, शॉर्ट सर्किट और शॉक से ट्रिपल प्रोटेक्शन। CNS, MCB और RCCB फॉर ट्रिपल प्रोटेक्शन।
मोबाइल्स एंड गैजेट्स की दुनिया में मच अवेटेड BlackBerry Z3 फोन का एग्जॉस्टिव रिव्यू। बजट फोन कार्बन टाइटेनियम S99 को कौन से फोन देंगे टक्कर? और इस हफ्ते की ऐप पे रॉकस्कैन में क्या है स्पेशल? सो डोंट मिस द एक्शन। मोबाइल्स एंड गैजेट्स रविवार रात 9:30 बजे और शनिवार शाम 4:30 बजे।
इम्तिहान जो बनाएगा सुल्तान।
तो डायरेक्ट इक्विटी में आपने एक्सपोजर अपना नहीं रखा।
ये बिल्कुल बेकार है। आपकी एक्चुअल रिटर्न मुझे आप बता दीजिए 6 साल की कितनी है।
SIP आपने की होती निफ्टी 20 के अंदर तो आपका रिटर्न 35.5% होता है।
कितने क्लाइंटों को आपकी 10% की या 5% की भी रिटर्न आ रही है।
एक लाइन में अगर रिटर्न आने लग जाएगी तो बाकी सब धंधे हिंदुस्तान में बंद हो जाएंगे।
कौन बना दिल्ली का सुल्तान? जानने के लिए देखिए जी बिजनेस प्रेजेंट्स इंडियाज बिगेस्ट डेरिवेटिव्स रियलिटी शो सेंसेक्स का सुल्तान सीजन 2 दिल्ली राउंड शनिवार सुबह 11 बजे और रविवार शाम 5 बजे। टेक्नोलॉजी पार्टनर वीडियोकॉन डीडीबी नहीं तो टीवी नहीं।
Is happiness dependent on money? I don't know. But I don't want to window shop anymore. कोई विश लिस्ट नहीं है, बस छोटी छोटी खुशियां हैं। I wish it could all come true. अब की बात सपने साकार।
प्रायोजक भारतीय स्टेट बैंक, हर भारतीय का बैंक। सह प्रायोजक CNS, MCB and RCCB for triple protection।
की मांग को लेकर
एक काम जो हम लगातार और हर बार करते हैं।
ये महज इत्तेफाक नहीं, हमारी आदत है कि बजट में इंडस्ट्री की काफी करेंसी का तड़का हाजिर बाजार का जाएगा।
आपके सवाल, एक्सपर्ट्स के जवाब और सुपर हिट कॉल।
नई सरकार में फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर और एग्रीकल्चरल मिनिस्टर इस सेक्टर को देखे।
क्रूड से डिराइव ये तेजी थी, बट मुझे नहीं लगता है बहुत ज्यादा टिकाऊ होगी।
इंडिया नंबर 1 कमोडिटी शो मंडी लाइन सोमवार से शुक्रवार सुबह 11:30 बजे और शाम 5:30 बजे।
प्रायोजक हैं MDH दंतमंजन दांतों का डॉक्टर और SRS। सब रहे साथ साथ।
Welcome back. You're watching Emerging Business Forum Season 4. Today we are here in Chennai and we are discussing balancing wealth and risk. Mr. Sivagnanam, how important is it for them to actually maintain their books also?
So we need to educate the micro and small enterprises on bookkeeping, maintaining the transparency. Unfortunately, there is no connect between the institutional finance and the entrepreneur. There are many reasons. There are problems on either side. So what is need to be done in this country is, we need to bring a stringent law. The branch manager should be given a free hand. If somebody goes and finds out that one entrepreneur is a willful defaulter, under the law he should be punished, taken to be tasked, and he should be punished. Similarly, the branch manager, if the project is viable and if he is denying, if he is not providing the funding on time, the branch manager also to be punished.
Okay. Mr. Madhup, apart from that, the other factor which we were discussing, the literacy is low and they need to be created more awareness about all these things. Should they also actually focus on their core business, and for this financial planning, other aspects, they should also take professional advice, help?
Lender has to believe that you will be able to repay the money back along with the interest or whatever income that lender has in mind. Okay. So in order to shape or keep your business or make your business presentable, so that the business strengths are communicated properly across to the lender, you need to take professional advice, because it is not possible for a business owner to do everything that is required in terms of planning the business, in terms of keeping the books clean, as people have mentioned here. Books are not the only aspect that lenders look at. People look at the viability of your business, how fast it can grow, to what extent you can earn money out of it. So business plans, the forecasting, where are you deploying your funds for, what do you need the money for, what is your team, all those questions are asked by the lenders, or they look at these factors.
Mr. Rajandran, why do they hesitate while taking professional advice for financial planning? What has been your analysis?
All business people are technocrats. And other aspect of it, their knowledge may not be up to that level. So in order to get a finance, it has to be presented in a understandable manner to the banks or any other financial institutions. So for this, they should not hesitate to take the professional consultancy services.
Recently, we have seen the market cap of the BSE SME listed companies cross the $1 billion mark recently. In the last 2 years, listed companies are 55. But the general perception, once you move, is that these are for bigger companies. How would you like to actually clarify this?
No, the major problem in India is that the awareness about equity market is very less. Only 6% of the total population is investing in the capital market. Equity is totally a different form of raising funds. It is some sort of thing that whereby you are moving from taxation model to wealth creation model. Most of the time what we found that most of these companies gets over leveraged. And whatever they are earning, they are paying it towards whatever the debt they are taken from the banks or NBFC companies. So gross profit may be in the range of 25-30%, but net profit comes in the range of 2 to 3%. This needs to be avoided, and that's where they should also go for equity funding, which is very much required. Now this BSE SME platform is in existence for 2 years. We have got 55 companies listed. Any company having post-issue paid up capital with 1 crore, net tangible asset of 1 crore can get listed on this SME platform.
And now it's time to actually take a look at the first success story of Chennai. This is the story of Trade Link Services.
कहते हैं अगर सोच बड़ी हो तो किसी भी ऊंचाई को छुआ जा सकता है। जी हाँ, एक ऐसी ही कहानी है ट्रेड लिंक सर्विसेज के मालिक माइकल एक्स गोम की। देश भर में जाने जाने वाली ये कंपनी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, एक्सपोर्ट, इंपोर्ट और डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में अपनी एक पहचान बना चुकी है।
1993 when we started operations, and it has been a continuous period of growth for us. Very happily servicing the Indian industry, supplying them and meeting the requirements of various types of keyless bushes, which was a new concept in the Indian industry, and then growing on to various other products of universal joints and various types of couplings. It's been an interesting experience of 20 years, which we are very happy about.
साल 1993 में भी एक छोटी सी शुरुआत आज करीब 25 लोगों की टीम में तब्दील हो चुकी है और माइकल गोम्स की 15 साल की लीडरशिप में चल रहा ये कारवां कई मुश्किलों से गुजरा है। माइकल बताते हैं कि कई दिक्कतों में प्राइसिंग का मुद्दा उनके लिए सबसे अहम था, जिसकी वजह से उन्होंने कई बड़े क्लाइंट्स को भी गंवाया है। लेकिन अच्छी बात ये रही कि वही क्लाइंट्स वापस ट्रेड लिंक सर्विसेज में लौट कर आए, क्योंकि माइकल प्रोडक्ट्स में क्वालिटी के साथ कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं करते।
Strength in terms of staff and turnover have been increasing every year, and we have achieved continuous good results to the extent of being rated by SMERA on a very excellent basis.
आज कंपनी का सालाना टर्नओवर करीब 25 करोड़ रुपए है और ट्रेड लिंक सर्विसेज का कारोबार न सिर्फ देश बल्कि यूरोपियन बाजारों में भी तेजी से फैल रहा है। और माइकल गोमेज बताते हैं कि आने वाले कुछ महीनों में कारोबार बैंगलोर, पुणे, मुंबई और विदेशों में यूएई, ओमान और कुवैत में भी एक्सपैंड करने की योजना है।
We have achieved several milestones in our 20 years graph. And most importantly, I would say that where we have succeeded in introducing the concept of ETP keyless bushes to Indian industries. On future plans of expansion, very seriously considering improving our base of operations, not only from Chennai, but धीरे धीरे करके शायद बेंगलुरु में, नहीं तो पुणे में, आगे बॉम्बे में भी शुरू करने का कुछ प्लान्स है।
ट्रेड लिंक सर्विसेज की सफलता का श्रेय आज माइकल की ऑफरिंग द राइट प्रोडक्ट एट द राइट प्राइस की फिलॉसफी को जाता है। माइकल और उनकी टीम को इंडिया मार्ट इमर्जिंग बिजनेस फोरम की ओर से हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं।
And let's welcome Mr. Michael Gomez. He's here. Good evening, sir. Congratulations and thank you for joining us. Your business mantra seems to be, the motto seems to be quality. Is that is what is driving the business and your focus is purely on?
I think the Indian industry is growing to such an extent that the priority is for quality, and prices have really become secondary at this point of time.
So what about your clients? You're seeing we have some top companies who are your clients. What about the repeat business?
Once you start using any one of our products, there is no going back to a local market or to a cheaper product. There is a growing tendency to go in for quality even at a higher price, which is very, very encouraging for us.
And Mr. Michael, what about these innovative products which you have introduced in the Indian market and introduced via Europe? Why not the Indian entrepreneurs?
I'm basically primarily a mechanical engineer, so many times we've been asked this question, why are you importing and selling in India when we can make them here? But fortunately for us and for the Indian industry, that it is not possible until you reach a certain volume of business in manufacturing. It is not economical to go into a very large production base, which the Indian market is not capable of buying. So what happens is that we are forced to buy it from a source in Italy, which produces probably 5 million pieces in a month. They are able to give us a very good price, excellent quality, and probably the best technical support which we need.
Actually, Mr. Michael, today's topic is balancing wealth and risk. There's risk in your business too. And in fact, we are seeing once you started your business, duties were really high at that time. And now they have come down. But what made you actually move ahead?
When we started in 93, the import duties were to the extent of 195%. It has gradually come down to a very acceptable limit of 27 or 30%, which has helped us grow along with the Indian industry.
Congratulations and thank you for joining us. Thank you once again, sir. Time for us to take another break. We will be back soon. How can facilitation councils be made more effective?
The delayed payment is affecting so badly the SMEs here, and in spite of the fact that all the facilitation council and the delayed payment act, SMEs are not prepared to go to these people for simple reason. Most of the micro and small units are depending upon 2 or 3 customers. The moment you go to a facilitation council, you are blacklisted by the customer. Then when you are one customer blacklists you, the other customers knows about you. Oh, this man goes to a facilitation council.
पापा ने बोला पंखे का फैक्ट्री बंद कर दो, उसमें कोई प्रॉफिट न थे। और मैंने बोला नो, मुझे ये करने का है, मुझे पंखा बनाने का है। ये गधेड़ा आ थेपला के ढोकला नहीं कि हाथ फेरे और बन गए। पंखा है पंखा। हेलो पप्पा, 14 लाख सप्लायर અને 1 लाख प्रोडक्ट आजो। यूपी से ब्लेड અને मोटर, हरियाणा से कवर અને આપણા ગુજરાતમાંથી પ્લાસ્ટિક અને બેઝ। पंखानी फैक्ट्री चाली पड़ी, मजा पड़ी गई।
Business comes together at IndiaMART.
Time is only time. We are in this time. It's just a fate.
When your business has to move faster, we're the engine that helps it accelerate. Giving shape to ideas, Konica Minolta.
जनता के सपने साकार होंगे।
सपने दिखाने वाले नेता जनता को पसंद आते हैं, कि केवल सपने दिखाने वाले नेता बहुत समय तक पसंद नहीं आते।
सुशीला दीक्षित की सरकार थी तो दिल्ली में बिजली नहीं गई।
15 वर्षों में ट्रांसमिशन, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, लास्ट माइल कनेक्टिविटी, पावर की चोरी रुकनी चाहिए थी। उस प्रकार के जो कदम लेने की आवश्यकता थी वो बहुत ही कम लिया गया।
कड़वी गोली क्या हो सकती है?
कड़वी गोली इज अ रियलिटी पिक्चर।
जी,
आज के रिसोर्सेज कितना अवेलेबल है।
कांग्रेस का कहना है बीजेपी सपने तो बड़े बड़े दिखा रही है।
देखिए ऐसा है, मैं सपना दिखाने में विश्वास नहीं करता, मैं काम करने में विश्वास करता हूँ।
नौजवानों को और बेरोजगार लोगों को आत्मनिर्भर होने का अवसर प्राप्त होगा, उनके अंदर स्वावलंबन का स्वाभाविक रूप से विकास होगा और स्वावलंबी जीवन व्यतीत कर सकेंगे।
देखा, न्यूज भी है आज, मेडिकल कॉस्ट आसमान छू रहे।
निखासी दिखाओ।
लो बेटा।
ब्रीदर।
डॉक्टर साहब मैं ठीक तो हो जाऊंगा?
ये लो, दिन में 2 बार खानी है।
ठीक है डॉक्टर साहब। और आपकी फीस?
1 लाख।
1 लाख?
मेडिकल कॉस्ट आसमान छू रही है ना।
परिवार की खुशियां हैं अनमोल, इन्हें मेडिकल एक्सपेंसेस चुरा न पाए, इसीलिए SBI जनरल हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस के साथ इनको रखो सुरक्षित। SBI जनरल हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, सिक्योर हेल्थ, सिक्योर हैप्पीनेस।
क्या हुआ भाई? शॉक लगा, MCB लगाया फिर भी। शॉक के लिए MCB? अरे पेट दर्द के लिए पेट दर्द की गोली खाओ यार, सर दर्द की नहीं। जी? MCB बचाता है सिर्फ ओवरलोड और शॉर्ट सर्किट से, शॉक से नहीं। और शॉक? शॉक से बचाता है RCCB, CNS के MCB और RCCB जो दे ओवरलोड, शॉर्ट सर्किट और शॉक से ट्रिपल प्रोटेक्शन। CNS, MCB और RCCB फॉर ट्रिपल प्रोटेक्शन।
इंडिया का नंबर 1 न्यूज शो DNA, इंडिया के सबसे पसंदीदा न्यूज चैनल जी न्यूज पर आज तक से 38% और ABP न्यूज से 119% ज्यादा देखा जाने वाला प्राइम टाइम शो DNA सुधीर चौधरी के साथ जी न्यूज पर।
जब सरोकार से दूर हो सरकार, जब हाशिए पर हो आम आदमी के अधिकार, जब जरूरतों पर हावी हो जाए बाजार, जब देश के सामने खड़े हों कई अहम सवाल, तो जरूरी है बड़ी बहस।
Big story, big debate with Amish Devgan at 8 p.m.
प्रायोजक एक्सिस बैंक, BML मुंजाल यूनिवर्सिटी, इंडियाज नंबर 1 निराली स्टेनलेस स्टील किचन सिंक्स, LIC हाउसिंग फाइनेंस, घर बसाए रिश्ते सजाए, फेविकॉल और देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का, MDH की देगी मिर्च।
बाजार का लाइव हाल और बाजार में मुनाफे की कॉल।
बाजार खुलने से लेकर बाजार बंद होने तक,
बाजार की हर बाजी,
शेयर बाजार लाइव और अंतिम बाजी।
Welcome back. You're watching Emerging Business Forum Season 4. Today we are here in Chennai and we are discussing balancing wealth and risk. Let's take a panel discussion forward. Rajandran sir, if we talk about small and medium enterprises, the risk is many folds. But insurance altogether is ignored.
Risk means probability of loss. So once the risk is there, then it has to be handled. Risk can be retained, or finally, if it is not bearable, it can be transferred.
What type of products are insurance companies bringing in the market? Are they bringing in tailor-made products as per the requirements and needs of the SMEs? What type of offerings are there?
In tune with the government policy, some companies are developing a product for SMEs. So shortly it is expected.
Mr. Madhu, how would you see this in order to increase the penetration of insurance? Do we need to have simple products? Products are very complex. There have been complaints of many mis-selling.